The Bear Man, 2 Days of Terror. Story by Mr. Ink. Chapter 1. It only wants one thing, and that is to kill anything within its path and its territory. This was a primitive beast. I never saw anything like it before. If you asked me, what was the difference between a predator and a human? I wouldn't know the difference, but I managed to get away from it, or you can say it let me. My girlfriend and my dog lived. So, let me tell you how it all begun. My friends and I went camping. We drove like 10 hours straight from the city just to go hunting bears on a camping trip. Dodger, Josh, Tony, Frida, and Ashley were my friends. That son of a bitch Tony was dating my girlfriend. I wasn't too happy with that. When we were on the road, that was when I found out she was with my friend, Tony. Tony didn't tell me it was my girlfriend he was introducing to me. He just told me that he wanted me to meet someone. He was very quiet the entire time we were on the road, and Frida too. She kept eyeballing me like she was feeling guilty about what she did. I didn't give a shit because I didn't care anymore. I was glad she did what she did, because now I know the type of person she was. Dodger loved to act like he was a cool guy, but underneath all of that acting, he was just an idiot. He was dumb as hell. The bastard loved drinking too. Just give him a couple of beers and he wouldn't stop talking and doing bullshit. Josh was easy to talk to, and he was more like a silent type. The only reason he came on this camping trip was that his girlfriend, Ashley, was coming. They were good for each other. I mean, they were both the marrying type, they looked after each other very well. That was what I wanted. That was the type of woman I wanted. I was jealous. Don't be a hater because I am. All I had with me was my dog named Bones. He was a very good pet. He always warned me and so on. If I remembered good, the sun was still hot. We finally reached the camping site and 3 other vehicles were already there and some guys were unpacking. The other vehicles were shut tight, probably those persons were out taking a leak or something. I'm just saying that was all. I knew them. It was Larry, Visha, and Tyson. Tyson and Larry were my neighbors as well as Visha, but different. We grew up together. We knew each other for a long time, but then she went away to go study and I never heard from her since. Anyway, while the others were unpacking, I went to take a piss in the bushes some distance away. I noticed a dead deer with its head split in half and its intestines out. It was still fresh because it was slightly moving its back legs, they were kicking a little bit. Larry called me, so I turned away for a second to listen to what he was saying. It was just like 10 seconds. When I looked back, the deer was gone, but its blood was still there. I was freaking scared, man. I almost pissed my goddamn self. I mean, what the hell just happened, man? Come on, that shit ain't right. My heart was racing like a motorbike. I mean, they got me. If they were trying to scare me, they did a good job because I was scared. Even my nuts got cold and shrink. I had an awfully bad feeling about this for some reason. Frida was eyeballing me again like she wanted to say something. Bones was barking at Visha, so I had to calm him down. That was when Frida came closer to me, but I didn't pay her any attention. I just unpacked my stuff from the trunk. She sat and was just staring at me. She definitely wanted to say something. So, are you going to give me the silent treatment? You are just going to stand there and act like I am not even here. You are not going to say anything to me. She said to me, but I didn't give a shit, man. You know that's the problem with you, she came up in my face, you never like talking about nothing. If you go out with me, you don't want to drink. You are not even on Facebook, like seriously? You need to grow up, Dray. God, you are such a little boy. She scuffed and walked where Tony, hugged him, and together they walked where the camping site was like one big happy family. She had daddy issues when she was growing up because she was one crazy witch. She literally made me wanted to vomit. I took my stuff and Bone and I set up our camp. He was very helpful. The others already finished setting up their tents already before me, but that was cool because at least I finished before night. Damn, Bones was barking at me because I left his pillow in the trunk. He followed me to the vehicle and he took out his pillow that was in a plastic bag. I closed up and then back to the camp we ran. Dodger was already drunk and was acting crazy. I mean, the bastard was in his underwear pouring beer all over his body, like he was doing a strip dance at the club. We just got here and he was already drunk. Now, he was throwing some on Tony and Frida's tent. Whoa. Yeah, tear that ass up, suckers. He shouted. That slut Frida was an embarrassment. She was already making out with Tony and making a lot of noise like she wanted me to hear that shit to get upset. Like seriously, dude, she needs to stop behaving like a whore. Ashley said to me. I had the keys to Tony's vehicle, so when he wanted it he knew where to find me. Larry and Bisha called me over. Hey Dray, Bisha hugged me. How have you been? I've been good, but nice to see you again though. It has been 5 years. Do you want a beer? Larry asked. Only one for me and my dog. He likes beer. Yeah man, he drinks that shit up like it's water, I answered. Damn, Bones was already barking for the beer. So, I told the guys I would be right back. I went into the tent and took out Bones' little pot that I gave him water in. I just threw some in there and he started drinking that bad boy up. He wasn't playing with the beer. I just took my own sweet time with the little that was left. Anyway, Bisha wanted to talk to me in private. I didn't know what it was that she wanted to talk to me about, and I go anyway. Tony was just coming from out of his tent and asked me for his keys. I threw it to him. Bisha and I sat on a log maybe just 20 feet away from her tent. She smelled very good. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't. I am single. What about you? I don't either. I came here because Larry told me you were coming. Dray, I am sorry that I walked out on you like that 5 years ago. If you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I would really appreciate it. I forgive you. We all grown-ups now. I still have the necklace you gave me, she showed me, you see? I still have it. You still have it around your neck. I answered surprisingly. Well, Bisha was a good woman, wife material, and I respected that about her. It was getting late though, and I was sleepy too. I went towards the tent and I noticed that Bones' pot was gone. When I checked inside, he was snoring like a grown-ass man with his head on his pillow. He tore it out of the plastic bag and put it at my side. He was telling me to throw it away. His pot was turned down in the corner. I zipped up the tent, changed into my pajamas, cover up, and fell asleep.